This is a little video to show you what a super high efficiency air conditioner is capable of. Now before we get started, I want to point everybody, if you stumble across this video and you didn't read any text beforehand, what you want to do is you want to go to www.austinairco.com, and then you want to click on the air conditioning tips tab, and then you want to scroll down, scroll over, and click on something along the lines of my utility bill was $31 a month for air conditioning in 2012. Click on that tab. There's a bunch of text that goes with this video, and so you need to read that. You really need to read that text so you fully understand what this video is about, because otherwise you'll probably be lost. So you definitely want to go there. If you stumble across this video through YouTube or various other channels, you really want to read that text first. There's also video included with that text. This video will be included in that text, so that way you can fully understand what's going on here. With that said, the first thing we want to do is we need to find out what we're paying for air conditioning. The easiest way to do that is to take our high bill minus our low bill. You'll see here my low bill was $65.06. Total I paid was 12.8 cents per kilowatt hour, and this was from March 30th, or actually March 4th, 2011 to March 30th, 2011. They gave me my current meter read minus my previous meter read, which came to 493 kilowatts. Now, one thing to note is there's some utility companies out there that don't give you your average price that you paid for power. So in that, in the case of that, what you need to do is you need to take the total that you paid for the bill, which in my case was $65.06, divide that by 493 kilowatt hours, and that will give you your cents per kilowatt hour. And just for comparison, because if you tie in your figures into the chart, you just need to realize that the price that you paid for power may be a little bit different than what I paid, just so you know there could be some variance. It's typically not much. It's typically not enough to get excited about, but I just wanted to point that out. So moving on, this is my low bill, $65.06, and again this was 2011, just so we're clear on that. Now this is 2011, August 2nd, 2011 to August 30th. This is my high bill. Now, one thing to remember about 2011 is down here in the Katy, Cypress, Texas area, we had about 30 some odd days of 100-degree temps. It was very, very hot, and this bill, my average was 14 cents kilowatt hour. And because of what I paid, and because it was so hot, I just felt like there was probably some more efficiency gains that I could gain from it, because the SEER rating didn't really change any, as you'll see here coming up. Because basically, in order to get my air conditioning, I took this 136.05 minus that low bill of $65.06, which came to right at $70.99. So we round that up to $71. And our average utility rate was 13.4. Basically, I just took the 14 cent per kilowatt hour plus the 12.8 cent per kilowatt hour, added them together, came up with 26.8 cents per kilowatt hour, divided that by 2, and that gave me 13.4 cents per kilowatt hour from those previous bills. Now, one thing to note is that if you're in a northern climate, this is geared for the Houston area, Kansas or Katy, Cypress, Texas area. And it's geared toward a 95-degree outdoor ambient, 75-degree indoor. So if you're outside that area, it's probably not going to match up very well. One thing to note is that I have a 3-ton air conditioner in my house. Now, I paid about $71 for air conditioning during this year, which is 2011, and so that puts me right at 21 SEER, which is about what I was at in 2010. I did up another write-up back in 2010, and you can get to that by going to my website, clicking on the AC Save $10,000 tab. It's right next to the AC Tips tab. You go through all that documentation, read through it. There's an animation at the very end of that that goes through basically what I'm doing right now, and it shows that I had about a 21 SEER rated piece of equipment. So there's really very little difference from 2010 to 2011 as far as SEER rating is concerned. Basically the same. The biggest difference is that it was very, very hot in 2011. So with that said, we'll move on to 2012 and show you the big shocker. And just to let you know too is that I changed utility providers during this time, but there's really not much difference. I mean, one utility provider versus another, in my opinion, is it's a mixed bag at best. Anyways, this is my low bill for 2012, October 30th, 2012 to November 30th, 2012. Used 458 kilowatt hours. Now, the charges, you'll see that the charges on my low bill went up about $5 from the previous low bill that I showed the previous year. Part of that's due to a higher utility rate. I'm paying 15.5 cents per kilowatt hour with this company. But I really don't get too much into that because I mean playing games with the utility companies, I mean you're not going to win. I just basically change from here and there just to see what kind of games they're playing, because I have to stay abreast of it anyway to know what kind of tricks they're up to. But anyway, this was my low bill, $70.92, and this was for 2012. And my high bill, now one thing you're going to notice is that I paid a little bit more for energy, which is about 13.8 cents per kilowatt hour. But yet my high utility bill dropped. Now, I'm not using any more power. I have the same mode of operation. If anything, I run the equipment more than what I did before because I've made some changes to it, and that's really the only difference. So, it just goes to show you that there is energy efficiency things that you can do that really do have a profound effect. I mean, I'm already low. I already know my light bill was low even before these changes. So, it's just pushing it to the limit and seeing how much I can squeeze out of it. So we basically take this 101.56 minus the other low bill, which was $70.92, comes out to a little over $30, about $31, $30.64, I believe, to be exact. And so what we're going to do is we're going to plug that into our trusty dusty chart. And one thing to note is that I take the 13.8 cents per kilowatt hour and 13.8 cents per kilowatt hour plus the 15.5, add the two together, divide it by 2, which gives me 14.65 cents, round that up to 14.7, and then tie that into the chart, which is right here. I have a 3-ton unit. Now, one thing to note is that if I was at the same SEER rating based at this rate for 2012, based on a 21 SEER rating, I should have paid $79 according to the chart. Now, the equipment SEER rating that I have is 18 SEER. So let's take a trip and see. We're looking for basically $30.64, rounded up to $31, and we just slide this across and see if we can find the magical number of $31. Now here, 30 SEER, we're at $55. One thing you'll notice is that the higher the SEER rating now, the harder it is to get any gains. We jump to 35 SEER and there's only $7 worth of gains from 30 SEER to 35 SEER. So the gains really aren't that much. They're harder and harder to come by as time goes on. You'll see that between 43 and 44 SEER, the difference is $1. So it gets harder and harder. We paid $30.64. So that puts us right in between 54 and 55 SEER. So about 30, we're right in between, about 54.5 SEER is where we're at for SEER rating. Just thought I'd share that. I think it's very interesting, and if you're wanting to lower your light bill and become more comfortable, and you're in the Katy, Cypress, Texas area, you can give us a call at 832-475-6895. My name is Ray Austin. Thank you. Have a great day.